Trump boasts of big successes from his Iran deal. But is he hiding a crucial Strait of Hormuz secret that could delay real relief for global trade? Iran's sea mines may haunt the West in the Strait of Hormuz for months after the war ends, keeping tankers and insurers on edge long after the ceasefire. Despite the peace agreement, will Mujtaba still effectively call the shots in the world's key oil choke point, deciding how safe or risky Hormuz really is? U.S. allies are scrambling warships and minesweepers as Iranian mine threats spook shipping companies, casting doubt on how quickly the route can truly reopen. The Strait of Hormuz is expected to reopen within days after the U.S.-Iran peace deal is signed, but normal traffic will not resume overnight. Experts warn that a full return to normal operations could take a long time, as safety checks and demoning must be completed first. Commercial traffic may stay restricted because of the potential presence of naval mines that could still threaten tankers and cargo ships. Specialists estimate that clearing the strait and setting up safe navigation lanes could take around 40 to 50 days of intensive work. Minesweepers and underwater drones are likely to be deployed to inspect key choke points and secure the main shipping corridors. This process would gradually help shipping companies, insurers, and energy firms regain confidence in using the route at scale. Nearly 20% of global energy supplies transited Hormuz before the war. Iran repeatedly threatened to use sea mines to assert control over the strait. Even a small number of naval mines can threaten tankers and cargo ships. Tehran has not confirmed laying mines, but the U.S. says the threat remains real. Washington claims it targeted Iranian vessels involved in suspected mine-laying missions. Germany's Navy said U.S. and UK intel reported mines at 4 Strait locations. Uncertainty still remains a major risk for ship traffic in Hormuz. Oil tankers carry cargoes worth hundreds of millions of dollars through Hormuz. Shipping body BIMCO warned it is still risky for vessels to freely transit. The shipping body said mine threats remain an immediate and long-term concern. Industry experts stress that verified mine-free corridors must be established first. Shipping executives say one mine strike could severely disrupt global trade routes. Global shipping firms are closely monitoring security conditions. With shipping risks still high, Western navies are already preparing for a Hormuz clearance phase once the ceasefire and deal take hold. Britain, France, and Germany have deployed warships and minesweepers that could be used in any multinational clearance effort. Despite repeated airstrikes, Iran is still believed to possess a significant stockpile of naval mines, according to expert assessments. The UN shipping chief has welcomed the Hormuz reopening plan, but also urged caution about promising an overly quick timeline. The US and Iran are expected to sign a peace agreement on June 19 in Switzerland, according to reports that cite officials and media on both sides. The specific details of the deal have not yet been published in full, with only selective leaks and brief hints emerging from Washington and Tehran. A 60-day round of talks on Iran's nuclear program is expected to begin after signing, alongside US compensation measures outlined in the framework. With so much still undisclosed, speculation is rife over what else the US-Iran peace agreement might include beyond nukes, Hormuz access, and financial relief. US may halt oil sanctions under proposed agreement. Deal could include a $300 billion reconstruction package. $24 billion in frozen funds may be released. Iran's deputy FM says talks will start only after frozen assets are unlocked. US officials reject claim that asset release is a precondition for talks. Reports suggest US agreed to drop Iran's missile program from negotiations. Iran's support for Hezbollah, Houthis, Hamas said to be off the agenda. If true, deal would narrow talks to nuclear and sanctions issues. Tehran also wants UN Security Council restrictions lifted or cancelled. Reopening Hormuz is expected to be a key pillar of the US-Iran understanding. Trump says Strait of Hormuz will reopen freely, without any transit tolls. Iranian media says Gulf shipping will be regulated with Oman, not fully unrestricted. Next phase of negotiations to focus heavily on Iran's nuclear program. Reports say Trump accepted uranium destruction or dilution inside Iran. Any uranium reduction would reportedly take place under UN supervision. Trump signals shift from zero enrichment demand to tightly capped enrichment. Trump says Iran will be allowed only low-level uranium enrichment under deal. US seeks strict limits to ensure Iran's program remains non-military. Trump vows Iran will never exceed agreed enrichment thresholds. White House says all 12 tons of enriched uranium must be removed or diluted. Trump proposes joint U.S.-Iran effort to excavate and process uranium stockpile. Washington seeks near-immediate access to Iranian nuclear facilities. U.S. official claims final deal aims to dismantle Iran's nuclear program. Tehran has not publicly endorsed Trump's proposed inspection framework. Mediator Pakistan says ceasefire deal includes Lebanon. Tehran claims Lebanon clause was a key condition for restraining retaliation. Iran demanded Israeli withdrawal from southern Lebanon. Israel rejected any obligation under the Lebanon provisions of the deal. Netanyahu told Trump Israel is not bound by Iran-US-Lebanon understandings. Israeli PM insists IDF forces will remain in current positions in Lebanon. Lebanon front could become first major test of any US-Iran accord. A senior political analyst has alleged that Israel has derailed US-Iran deal efforts at least 5 times, blocking understandings that were close to conclusion. Ahmad Abshinas claimed that Washington and Tehran came close to agreements on 3 separate occasions under President Biden, only for those efforts to be disrupted. He also argued that 2 additional breakthroughs were nearly reached under the Trump administration, but those 2 failed to materialize amid Israeli resistance. According to Abshinas, Iran now insists that a Lebanon ceasefire be formally included in any future US-Iran deal, tying the Northern Front directly to nuclear and sanctions talks. He contended that Israel has deliberately kept the Lebanese front active in order to complicate diplomacy, using ongoing clashes to narrow the room for negotiation. Abshinas further claimed that Israel continues military pressure even though Lebanon has accepted key ceasefire demands, suggesting that the objective is to maintain leverage, not end the fighting. The analyst added that Tehran is unlikely to abandon allies such as Lebanon during negotiations, meaning Iran will keep their interests on the table in any talks with Washington. In his view, any future deal may hinge on whether the US can genuinely balance between Israel and Iran, rather than allowing one partner to repeatedly veto emerging agreements. Israel told Trump it does not consider itself bound by the Lebanon-related clause included in the agreement, yet reported. Israeli officials said the Prime Minister made clear that Tel Aviv would not back down in its campaign against Hezbollah. Netanyahu also told Trump that Israel would not withdraw from its current military positions inside Lebanon. Israel said the IDF would continue striking Hezbollah targets and destroying infrastructure it considers threatening. Officials said Netanyahu received the full backing of Israel's Security Cabinet regarding the Lebanon issue. Senior Israeli officials said they expect possible pressure from Washington following the US-Iran agreement,